So is it just me that's wondering why the Oleksandr Usyk versus Anthony Joshua rematch is yet to be announced? To my knowledge, excuse me, the rematch between Anthony Joshua and Andrew Ruiz was announced 1 or 2 months later to the first fight. We're already 4 months out from their first Usyk versus Joshua fight, close to 5 months out, and still no announcement, no official date, no location, no nothing, just speculation. Just the same Eddie Hearn saying, "Oh, we're 2 weeks out, 2 weeks out, 2 weeks out," just like how he was saying when the negotiations for Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua. Is there a chance that what Bob Arum is saying about a possible Usyk versus Fury unification, is there any truth behind that? Could we see the undisputed match next? A lot of people are talking about Dylan White having to take a step-aside deal. He doesn't, no. If there was a unification match between Usyk and Fury, the unification match would supersede the mandatory shot, even though he's the interim champion. Is that why there's being delays to the first bit? I know there is a court case from Dylan White against the WBC, but that court case could be effective immediately whenever it takes place. Like, let's say right now they go to purse bids and it's 80-20 split in Fury's favor. And let's say it gets changed to 55-45. That won't affect the purse bid. Like, I could still bid like $20 million on the fight, but the court would choose how that $20 million would be spread out. Like, right now, if I bid $20 million, Fury gets 16, White gets 4. But let's say the courts say, you know what, White deserves 45% of the split, like how most interim champions get. White would just get $9 million and Fury would get 11 from that same pot. That has nothing to do with the court case. The only thing, in my opinion, that's making me think is that could they possibly be working on a step-aside deal for Joshua? And look, I'm telling you right now, $20 million, the same number that Deontay Wilder asked for, and now Anthony Joshua asked for, that's not realistic. No one's going to give you $20 million not to fight. Usually, the most I know about is Lennox Lewis once he got $3 million to step aside to let Mike Tyson fight Bruce Seldon for the WBC title. Was it Bruce Seldon or was it Holyfield? To my knowledge, it was Bruce Seldon that he took the step-aside money for. This was way back in 1996. That was the most, to my knowledge. Usually, step-aside deals are in the high 100,000s. Maybe Joshua, because he's a very high-profile fighter, he could get $3 million, $4 million to step aside and let Usyk and Fury fight. He's not making $20 million. He knows that. Eddie Hearn knows that. But they want to negotiate from that point. You're not getting $20 million to step aside. I don't care who you are. It's never happened before. It's not going to happen. The only reason why this number is being spread around is because Deontay Wilder asked for that much last year when Fury and Joshua were negotiating with each other. But that's not a realistic number. We all know that. Even Wilder knew that. Wilder asked for that number because that's what he expected to get paid from the trilogy fight. Joshua could make a lot of money elsewhere. It's not like Deontay Wilder, who was just his entire money could be made by a fight against Fury or Joshua. Because now Wilder is not going to be making 8-figure fights anymore. Even if it fights Andy Ruiz, it's not an 8-figure fight for Wilder. Andy Ruiz is probably going to want 50-50 for that fight because they're both former champions. And Andy Ruiz was a former unified champion where Deontay Wilder wasn't. His whole career, he's only held one belt throughout his career. He's never held more than one belt simultaneously. I'm not going to be able to pronounce the words. Same time. He's never held more than one belt at a single time. Now, could we possibly see Usyk versus Fury? I doubt it. I don't think either fighter fancies their chances in that fight. I know that doesn't make sense, but I don't think either fighter thinks that they could win that fight comfortably. Usyk would make much more money to fight Joshua again, to defend his titles a few times, than to fight Fury. In Usyk's eyes, Fury could overpower him, use his size on him, and break him down badly. And if Usyk loses in bad fashion, that would look bad for him, bad for Joshua. It would lower his market value. And I could possibly see a scenario where Fury absolutely destroys Usyk. And in Fury's point of view, he does not want to have a repeat of the Steve Cunningham performance. Does not want to get dropped or just be overwhelmed by the speed of Usyk. I don't think either fighter fancies the unification match. I think Fury should fight White. Very winnable fight for him. Huge money. He'll make $20 million or more in that fight. And I think Usyk should fight Joshua. He has a better chance of beating Joshua than he does Fury. But who knows? I just don't think either fighter fancies his chance in that fight. Both fighters view it as a huge risk. The reward is huge as well. Potentially undisputed. But I see that only going one way. In my opinion, I see Fury winning that fight. Just outpowering him. Too much size. Way too big for Usyk. But obviously, I wouldn't be absolutely shocked if Usyk wins that fight. He's still the unified heavyweight champion, former undisputed cruiserweight champion. I just don't give him that much of a chance, if you know what I mean. But give me your thoughts in the comment section below. Why do you guys think there's a delay for the Usyk vs. Joshua announcement? And who would win a potential Usyk vs. Fury fight? Let me know in the comment section below. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Sadiq Boxing out.